My name is Eric Johnson. I was drafted in the Army in 1968, served in Vietnam 69-70. I was attending IPFW, got my draft notice in late August of 1968. They told us in basic training at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, that you're all going to Vietnam. And lots going through your head when you leave your home, your family, everybody. And then you get there, and the minute you walk off the plane, it's just, the smell just hits you. It's the humidity, the heat, it was, you knew right away you were in a different place. I spent about 30 days in Xi'an, and then a member of our team got killed in Lai Khe, which is about 35, 40 miles north of Saigon, up at our headquarters, base camp, and I was sent up there to replace him 30 days after I was in country. And then I spent the next 11 months in La Khe, which somebody said is short for Rocket City. Very dangerous place, very scary place to be, but it was the base camp for the Big Red One, or the 1st Infantry Division. And the minute you walk into camp, there's kind of a headquarters sign that says, "No mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, danger forward." And once you cross that path, it's like, it's real, and somebody's trying to kill you, and changes the whole way you perceive your life. I had a cassette player, and I used to send tapes to my girlfriend, who's now my wife, 47 years. And we used to send tapes back and forth. Care packages were a big thing. Your parents would send you Cyphers potato chips. So whatever you would get in a canned good, it sure beats C rations, but they were a welcome sight for everybody when they received a care package from home, that's for sure. I was assigned to the 1st S&T Battalion, which is Supply and Transport. What we did is we supported the infantry with food, supplies, anything that you would need in the field, like concertina wire, MOGAS, batteries, stuff like that was all at our base camp. We had a lot of activity in our area just because the 1st Cav was there, gunships and the choppers and the little loaches that flew reconnaissance missions. We had people from the village who would come in, and they would do laundry and clean and do all kinds of things, and you never knew if one of the people that was on your base during the day was a Viet Cong at night. You never knew who your enemy was. Rockets at night, mortars coming in. You're sleeping underground because when rocket attacks happen at night, once they hit, the shrapnel flies, and if you got anybody above ground, it's going right through you. I can recall maybe 4 or 5 times where I thought the next one coming in was gonna be it. That was very scary, and you don't get over that. I saw an interview the other day on veterans around 4th of July and fireworks. When you hear the big ones go, first couple months I was home, I was under the table. Somebody once said war is hell. They're exactly right. I mean, when you're over there, it's kind of like it's you against them, and you'll do anything to survive. And basically, that's what we did, is we survived. You grow up a lot over there. You go over at 19 or 20 years old, and you come back a different person. 58,000 guys and gals died over there. I went to the wall, and it was the most moving experience of my life. To see all those names on that granite wall, it's a mind-blowing thing. You look for the guy that you replaced, that you took over for in La Khe. You look for friends that you knew were killed. I feel bad because some of those people gave their lives in vain because we never did win the war. There was never any kind of clear-cut decision. You just pull out and run. The Vietnam era was very tough. It was tough on not only the people at home, but the people that were there. A lot of guys who were in the infantry and the front line and went through a heck of a lot more than I did. They come back and people say, "Oh, he's not right." Well, it's a different experience when they teach you all this stuff on how to defend yourself, kill other people, and go to war, and then you come home and, okay, you're done, everything's okay now. Well, it's not okay. You know, you have nightmares. You think about things a lot. You think about the people you're over there with. It just boils down to the fact that war is no good. And what does it really accomplish? And with Vietnam, it didn't accomplish the goal that we were going to try to wipe out communism in South Vietnam. But I think as you get older and wiser, you realize that their people went through terrible hardship, and that war has taken a toll on them too. There were protesters and there was stuff going on even when I got back. I kind of just stayed in the background and said, you know, if those people have been through what I've been through, they probably think about this a little bit differently, but I paid my dues, and now I'm home, I'm safe, and you can get on with your life is the way I looked at it.